Hello everyone, my name is Niken Chuang. I'm a singer, songwriter, an entrepreneur, Yorit Yogot, and a business coach with the brand Brother Niken.
Hi everybody, my name is Sami Te Niken Chuang. I am an entrepreneur, a virtual assistant, specializing in proofreading, editing, and all other literal activities that you might want to have me engage in.
Okay, so I am T's husband.
Oh, and I'm his lovely wife.
Okay, so what I remember, because she's a memory bank, what I remember is basically there was a fine girl I liked online, Facebook to be specific. And after very few chats, we got to meet at a program and we connected some more. And after that, we had more meetings. And not too long after that, I told her how I felt and about how I was not here to play. So I needed to know if it's something that should go forward or not. And fortunately for me, it's something that was going to go forward, and we built from there up till today.
I just story brief like that.
Yeah, memory bank.
Okay, since I'm the memory bank, he met me online, but for me, I had met him. No, not met him. I know him. I knew him offline before we finally got to connect online. So how I knew him was through his cousin, who turns out to be my friend. We were very close back then. She was more like the bridge that brought us together because back then when he started music and he dropped his first song, she brought it to me. She was always bombarding me with the songs and disturbing me about how her brother knows how to sing. I should listen to her brother's song. In fact, what she does is whenever, after he dropped the first one, she came, collected my phone and put it in my phone that I have to listen to her brother that knows how to sing. And I listened. I started getting attracted to the voice and wanted to know more about him. So any small thing, like if we're gisting with her, I'll chip in the gist so that she can tell me more about him. And I think maybe that was why, I can't remember who sent the friend request, but because I knew him more, I knew him before he knew me, I probably sent the friend request. And we didn't chat, there was no interaction. Maybe there was interactions on the timeline, but in the DMs there was nothing until my birthday reached and he sent me a happy birthday message. But because birthdays are busy days on Facebook, for those who are on Facebook, they know that birthdays are very busy and sometimes you miss messages or happy birthday felicitations. So I missed his and I didn't even know until his birthday came like 7 months later, and I sent him a birthday message and I realized he had already sent me a birthday message. So I just made a joke about how I think I said it's funny how we are just sending each other birthday messages. So we laughed about it and we started talking. But because he is a very busy person, you can message this my man 5 times before he replies you once. So after that day, there was no much interaction until we went for a program. We reconnected. He got my number, called me. We enjoyed the conversation that day, and the bond started becoming tighter, even though we would still go weeks without talking because there was nothing. It was more of friendship and all. But me, I was liking him inside. I didn't know about what he was feeling inside. But then I was just there. I was like, okay, anything that will happen. And then finally, we decided to meet. We went out on a date, and he told me that he had feelings, but he wanted to be sure where it was leading before he would ask me, before we become official, because he didn't want to jump from one place to the other. This is what he wants to achieve in the next so years, and he really wants it to happen without distraction. So am I in or am I not in? So I realized that those were some of the things that he was using to score me, maybe were also things I was using to score him. And I realized that I was checking everything good, everything I was looking out for, I was gradually seeing it in him. We got started from there, and a little below a year later we were official, and now we're here. Long story, Abi.
Amazing one. Well, for me online, I'm very particular about checking people's timelines. Yes, because I believe consciously or unconsciously, what you believe in or what you don't believe in has a way of showing up on your timeline. So aside her being a fine girl, I also had to go through and observe who are the kind of people she interacts with, what are the kind of posts she shares, endorses, what are the kind of posts she makes. And from what I saw, it was what resonated with me. Yeah, so for the online part, I believe that was what summed it up for me. Then getting to now meet physically, have conversations, and understand more about the person helped me to fall deeper in love with her.
Did I say yes? I think we just kicked off without the official "will you be my girlfriend?"
Yeah, but why did you kick
There was
off?
a mutual something. But I allowed myself, I would say, because he knows what he's doing. He's very intentional and deliberate. Like someone that on the first date, he's already telling you how he sees himself, how he sees his life in 5 years, 10 years, how he intends to get there. So there was this focus, and I don't know, it was just something I liked to see. I like to see in a person I'm in love with, someone that has direction, because these days a lot of people are just let's see how it goes from here, and I wasn't that kind of person. I was coming from somewhere like that, and it wasn't a pleasant experience. So I needed somebody that really knows what he was doing, and he showed me that, and that was it. For me, it is knowing yourself as a lady, knowing who you are, what you stand for, what are your values. It is in knowing yourself that you would know what and who is good for you. And there's a connection, there's a growth and connection that you reach with God, that you gist like friends, you gist like the friends that you are, because he calls us friends, and he tells you yes or no. There's a conviction that is, you cannot argue whether when it's a yes or a no. So for me, I would say know yourself first, then know what you want in the person you admire. And then this one is a bit tricky, but I would say positioning. Now, positioning doesn't mean flaunting yourself, but if you know where you're going and the road that is taking you there, then being on that road, that is the positioning I'm talking. So you cannot be going to Old Airport from Polo and you're following another road, maybe Foringada, you're going backwards. You're not positioning yourself to get to your destination. So those are the things that I would advise ladies to do.
For me, as everything in life, it's been exciting. I grew up to see life as a wholesome journey, because if your life is only the good parts, then you will not appreciate the goodness, because you don't know that it can be bad. And if your life is the bad parts all the time, you'll be frustrated. You'll never know it can be good. So same with the journey of marriage. There have been good times, there have been bad times. There have been times we had our issues, and there are times when everything is perfectly sailing. So for me, it has taught me to appreciate what we have more, and I have learned to carry somebody literally along with me, because even when we were in a relationship before we got married, there were some maybe places I had to be at that she will not have to worry or come along, and I will not have to be thinking of coming back, because my parents understood what I was doing since I've been doing it for a long time together. But having someone that now I'm living with, and the decisions that need to be taken, it has come with its own challenges, but it's been an exciting ride, I must say. Yeah. And I think I've grown to understand her even more. Sometimes you think you know somebody basically because you've been in a relationship. We dated for about
5 years.
5 years. So after 5 years, you think you know everything about the person, but then living together is an entirely different ball game. You get to learn to adjust. You get to learn to understand. You may say something and the person may hear a different thing. And if you just go in rashly to start fighting, that's not what I said, that's not what I said, before you know, a fight breaks out. But your ability to calm down and explain yourself. And one of the things we established in our marriage that has really helped us is the fact that we must both agree that we're not going to intentionally hurt each other. So knowing that puts you in a place that you're not always defending or offending or trying to get back, but you're trying to calm down. Since this person will not deliberately hurt me, what would have brought about the issue on ground, and how do we address it? So I believe those have also helped, but the journey has been wholesome, the good and the bad times.
Yeah.
And I'm still glad that we're here and looking forward to more years together.
Okay, let's start with the one that quickly comes to mind. When you came back late and there was no communication about.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so there was a time when I went out and I told her I'm going to be out for
4 or 5.
4 or 5. And I ended up coming back what time?
To 10 or
because
something.
I know you catch the time. And I just got carried away with a whole lot. Now, these are times when sometimes you forget that you have a wife at home, even after being married for some months. So this time you just think you are still that single guy that anyhow you can finish up whatever you need to finish up at what time and come back home. Nobody to worry about you. But when I came back, it was hot. She told me, how can you just stay without communicating? You want me to keep being worried with everything that is happening.
Yeah.
And like I said, knowing that she will not intentionally do something to hurt me, I saw it from a place of care. I saw it from a place of love. Because somebody who doesn't love you or doesn't care about you will not be worried that you're out there and something bad may happen.
And I was calling and...
Yeah, she was calling. I couldn't pick up. I put the phone. You know, sometimes with music, I think it was it a studio time or so?
Yeah, studio
it's something
time,
that had to do with
meetings.
music and all of that. So sometimes you get overwhelmed and you're enjoying the moment and you're like, whatever can wait. But I'm learning with every day that there are things that cannot wait. Family is the first point of ministry. No matter how successful you are as a musician, as a clergy, as a professional in your field, if your family is not taken care of, then you're a failure. Yes, because no matter how good you are to the outside world, the first place that should feel your impact should be your family. So I'm learning with every passing day that family comes first. Yeah.
Okay, but for me, majorly, when he came back, I was already boiling from trying to call and sending messages without getting responses. I was like, okay, what is it? What could have happened? What if somebody, maybe his mom or somebody from somewhere, just calls me and tells me they found his body somewhere? What will I do? So there was already anxiety. Then when he came back, anxiety was turned into anger because, okay, you are fine. So I was going through all these things for nothing's sake. So when he came, reception was cold. He was trying to tell me about all the exciting things that he did. In fact, he even got a gift that day, and he was trying to share with me that somebody blessed him with this, and I was not interested whatsoever. So it was after he talked and saw that I was not responding. I'm sure he knew that something was up, so he kept quiet and we were calm. And then later when we went to bed, I was turning and tossing and I couldn't sleep. And normally we've trained ourselves to always handle issues before we go to sleep. I remember when I met him newly, how I would like to sleep over some issues without resolving them, and he always tell me, no, let's resolve this thing before the next day. So coming from that place, I was tossing and turning, and I had to let it out and tell him how unhappy I was about what he did. And one thing with him that annoys me to a fault is that this I am sorry is here like this. Is at the tip of his lips. Like, you cannot just para small and then maybe people argue like this. No, you just start like this, you just attack you with I'm sorry, and it will just break every bone, and you just have to calm down. So the I'm sorry just, and then after that we were cool. We are always cool after that, after those kind of times.
Yeah.
It used to be 4, but I came and reconsidered and said 3. So 3, maybe 4.
Yeah, for me, I don't really have a preference. So, like I always told her, my philosophy is, even if we were not going to have children at all, you should make so much impact on whoever is around you that those will be considered your children. So whether it ends up being 1, 2, or 3, for me, I'm good. And I believe that I have more children that are not biological than biological by God's grace, because of the impact that God has placed upon our ministry. And the people are already seeing, like our Angwa children are already our children now. They're always coming around. Yeah, so whatever my baby says is fine.
Oh.
Okay. Loving you is my favorite thing.
Oh.
Loving you is my favorite thing. I wanna love you for life, for life, for life. I wanna love you for life, for life, for life.
Oh.
Yeah, something like that.
See how easily it came to him. I can try that. I can try because I'm not someone that
Can
freestyle things on the spot. But let me try some lines.
Okay.
So, my love, it's amazing how we connect. It's beautiful how we interact. I look forward to days that you make me smile, moments that we laugh out loud, and the goodness we share. And I want to have more of that every day of our lives for the rest of our lives.
Oh.
How did I do?
You're good.
Oh.